height 5 feet 10 inches, weighed 165 pounds, reported to be armed with what is thought to be a .30 caliber rifle. No further description at this time or information. 1245. You are in the Oakland area, are you not?
Line tonight.
You will be at large for emergency to come in.
Excuse me 1 minute and let me... Quote, Clint Hill, a Secret Service agent, this is from the United Press. Clint Hill, a Secret Service agent assigned to Mrs. Kennedy, said he's dead as the president was lifted from the rear of the White House touring car. Mr. Kennedy was rushed to an emergency room, and I believe it's Parkland Hospital, is it, Jack?
President Kennedy is on the inside of Parkland Hospital, and 2 priests have just been sent in to the room with the president.
We have word that an announcement has been made on the public address system at the trademark where the president was due to speak.
The announcement was made to the crowd just a few minutes ago as to what had transpired. As you can imagine, there are many stories that are coming in now as to the actual condition of the president. One is that he is dead. This cannot be confirmed. Another is that Governor Connolly is in the operating room. This we have not confirmed.
Of course, there's a great deal of rumor. Bill mentioned a great deal of rumor, as is understandable at a time like this. So we would hesitate to pass any of that along, but stick strictly with the facts as we get.
A flash from Dallas. 2 priests who were with President Kennedy say he is dead. This is the latest information we have from Dallas. Of course, standing by to give you all available information as it comes to us. I will repeat with the greatest regret this flash.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States is dead. John F. Kennedy has died of the wounds received in an assassination in Dallas less than an hour ago. We repeat, it has just been announced that President Kennedy is dead.
The Associated Press quotes 2 priests who were with the president, stating that he died from the bullet wounds or wound inflicted upon him. The president was given the last rites of the Roman Catholic Church, and at about 1 o'clock assumed that it was a sniper who fired from a considerable distance.
The president is dead.
Station WBAP-TV in Fort Worth, Dallas. For confirmation, we go to newsman Tom Murphy.
Substantiating this, but not confirming it, is a report about 5 minutes ago by the Dallas Police Department to all of its officers that the president had died.
Charles Murphy, returning now to NBC in New York.
What's your feeling right now?
I really couldn't say. Really, right now I just don't know what to do.
It's unbelievable.
Also in Washington.
I mean, who would want to shoot the president? What did he do? I mean, he's been doing so much for the country. And someone goes ahead and shoots him?
Instructed the Dallas office of the FBI to make an all-out investigation.
It's incredible. All I can say.
And of Governor John Connally.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt CBS momentarily for a local bulletin with Joe Scott.
Thank you. We're down here at the scene of the current manhunt of Elm and Houston Street. Jerry Hill with the Dallas Police Department just leaned out a window. Apparently they found some shells that are in that room.
The rifle believed to have been used in today's assassination was recovered from the 6th floor.
This police officer just shot. I think he's dead. Hey, boss. Suspect running west on Jefferson, the location. Hey, boss. Notify one that the officer involved in the shooting, which is Officer J.D. Tippett, announced DOA at Methodist 128. Is there any indication that it has any connection with this other shooting? Well, the descriptions on the suspects are similar. It is possible. Message for him. If we have information that a suspect just went in the Texas theater on West Jefferson. Temple, supposed to be hiding in the balcony. Suspect on the shooting of police officer is apprehended. Temple, Texas theater.
Dallas police have arrested a 30-year-old man who was found with a weapon in his possession. No other details are known at the moment, but a man has been arrested carrying a gun, and naturally the entire machinery of law and order in Dallas, both on the city, state, and federal level, have gone into action to try to apprehend the assassin and those who helped him. The bulletin is that a 30-year-old man has been arrested.
One might say at this point that it is very much to be hoped that this assassin, whoever he is not connected with any particular political group, a so-called hate group or otherwise. This will result in a very great rending of the political flesh of this country.
Is a member of the Secret
Sorry
Service.
to interrupt, Jim. We'll get back to this.
Fine.
We have a phone call from Bob Clark in Dallas. Back to Ron Cochran.
Stand by, please. Bob, stand by, please. We were having a little technical difficulty. All right, Bob, yes, we are on the air now, Bob. Would you give us a recap of all that you know, please?
Well, first, the president's body has just been taken to the Parkland Memorial Hospital. The body, in a sealed brown casket, was wheeled out of the emergency ward
Mrs. Kennedy walked quietly by the side of the casket as it was placed in an ambulance waiting outside the hospital.
The eyes of the nation and the hearts of the nation are with Mrs. Kennedy today, and the eyes of Dallas, Texas are held in shame.
Hello, I've got some dictation for you on the Kennedy story.
Yeah, where are you, Tom?
I'm in Dallas.
Yeah, okay, boy. Now take it easy.
Okay, this is Dallas, November 22nd. President John F. Kennedy was shot and killed here today, period. The president suffered a massive gunshot wound in the brain.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a press report over the wires that the President of the United States has been the victim of an assassination. We will play the funeral march from Beethoven's Third Symphony.
Let's turn the mic on. I can't hear you, Johnny. What do you want? Is this all right? A gentleman just walked in our studio that I am meeting for the first time as well as you. This is WFAA TV in Dallas, Texas. May I have your name, please, sir?
My name is Abraham Zapruder.
Mr. Zapruder?
Zapruder, yes, sir.
Zapruder. And would you tell us your story, please, sir?
I got out in about a half hour earlier and get into a good spot to shoot some pictures. And I found a spot, one of these concrete blocks that I have down near that park near the underpass. And I got on top there. There was another girl from my office. She was right behind me. And as I was shooting, as the president was coming down from Houston Street making his turn, it was about halfway down there, I heard a shot. And he slumped to the side like this. Then I heard another shot or two. I couldn't say whether it was one or two. And I saw his head practically open up, all blood and everything. And I kept on shooting. That's about all. I'm just sick again.
I think that pretty well expresses the entire feelings of the whole world.
As the news of President Kennedy's death spread through the city, to those who hadn't heard it or had heard only the first fragmentary reports, even this street, which is normally so loud you can't hear yourself talking to another person, acquired a stillness that it's never known. Can you tell me what your first reaction was, ma'am?
We were all crying in my place, all crying.
You look as though you've been crying. Is that how it struck you first?
Yes.
How did you hear about it?
Well, we got radio in my place and they told us.
And did all of the people in the office cry?
Yes.
And how about you, sir? Have you had any... What are your first reactions to a tragedy of this sort?
My first reaction, sir, is that I hope these Southerners, these radicals, have satisfied to get their pound of flesh, and killing a man as good as that.
Are you certain that it is right-wing radicals or people who oppose the president so desperately that they would do something like this, who committed this act?
Yes, sir. Could be no one else. Someone who do this must be mentally deranged. No clear-thinking human person would ever think of doing something like that.
How about you, sir? What was your first reaction?
Well, my first reaction was I was terribly shocked. I couldn't believe it really happened. But I disagree with this man about it being a right-wing radical. It could have been communist, I think, probably something like that.
I think this has to be a planned conspiracy. This is the first time in our history when a rifle has been used and fired at a president of the United States. From the photographs of the building, that carry must have been a couple of 100 yards. And whoever fired it must have been a man that could handle a rifle. So this must have been a very carefully planned conspiracy.
There are a great many reactions in Dallas now. The main thing that we're concerned with is the condition of Governor Connolly. We will have that word for you just as soon as possible. As we understand it, there is no word coming out of the hospital. There is no way that we can get any information for you.
Be about 15 minutes, Jay. Our cruiser is at the hospital entrance, and Connolly's doctor will come out in about 15 minutes to make a statement, give a report, and a condition on the governor.
Very good. That's the latest word. That in 10 or 15 minutes we will have word for you. Right now,
Picture of the man who shot the police.
Here is a picture of the man who allegedly shot the policeman.
More bulletins. Police today seized one man, Lee H. Oswald. He is identified as chairman of a Fair Play for Cuba committee and is regarded, at least as far as we know, as the prime suspect in the assassination of President Kennedy.
Give him a mic check.
Hello, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Is the tape rolling?
I want to say at the outset that the condition of the governor is quite satisfactory in view of the injury that he has sustained. We have no reason to believe that he won't completely recover without significant disability of any sort.
Now reporters who are standing here have asked for questions. Has it been definitely determined one bullet?
Really a reconstruction of what must have happened, but assuming, of course, that we know that the governor was in a sitting position. He was shot from above, and he was in a sitting position. So we feel that this is all one bullet.
This information, Police Captain Pat Ganaway today said a suspect held in the assassination, the picture you just saw here, was an employee of the building where a rifle was found. Ganaway also said the suspect had visited Russia and was married to a Russian. This is not immediately confirmed. The suspect's citizenship is not known. Ganaway said the suspect was the same man who shot and killed a city policeman in the Oak Cliff section of the city. And if so, those are the pictures we just saw, correct?
We sure hope so.
I haven't been outside of the building since about 10 minutes after this tragic event happened in the city of Dallas. I have talked to the newsmen, and they say the entire city the entire nation is stunned and shocked.
People are walking around the street in whispers and things like that. They don't talk loud. There's no screaming or hollering as you normally find in a city. Everybody is just absolutely stunned.
And how did you hear the news of the death of the president?
I was delivering cleaning to one of my customers when I heard the television say the president had been shot.
And where were you when you heard the news?
I was in the stock exchange.
I was working at the telephone company on the switchboard, and all of a sudden the lights...
Where were you when you heard the news about the president?
I was near the 13th floor Republic Building.
I heard it at the West Side Mart. Home Furnishings Fair.
Right outside the information booth.
Yes, I heard it in school.
You were at work at the time?
Yes, I was at work at the time, so I couldn't believe it.
All over the world, people are going to remember all their lives what they were doing when they first heard that President Kennedy had been killed.
President Lyndon Johnson has arrived at Andrews Air Force Base in Maryland. This is film or tape of that arrival. It is live. It is live right now.
But now we're going through the sad moment of watching a turnover in government at the highest office. As former Vice President Lyndon Johnson, now the President of the United States, returns to Washington with the remains of his former chief executive. And now we can see what we believe to be a coffin containing the body of President Kennedy being moved from Air Force One onto a special enclosed ramp.
Behind it come Mrs. Kennedy and Robert Kennedy. The one plane, Air Force One, carried the body, the new president, and the mourning wife.
I will do my best. That is all I can do. I ask for your help and God.
Those words from the new President of the United States, Lyndon Baines Johnson.
The body of the late President John Fitzgerald Kennedy lies at the U.S. Naval Hospital at Bethesda, Maryland. The body will be taken back to the White House to lie in state at the White House tomorrow.
This is room 317, Homicide Bureau, here at the Dallas Police Station. As you see, they are bringing the weapon that was allegedly used in the assassination of President John F. Kennedy this afternoon at 12:30 here in Dallas. This is the weapon that was used. A rather well-worn military rifle with a scope. At what range would it be effective? That is a rifle. It was an Italian make, 65.5.
And what did he say? This was the gun? What did he say?
Here is the suspect. Will you roll it, please? The suspect is coming.
Turn it on. Back against the wall. All right, these people have given me a hearing without legal representation or anything.
You shoot the president?
I didn't shoot anybody, no, sir.
You just heard Oswald, who said he did not shoot anybody.
You don't have to push. Back it on.
I'm being pummeled here. Being pummeled very heavily. You just heard Oswald say, I did not shoot anybody.
Oswald, as we said, was local chairman of the pro-Castro Fair Play for Cuba Committee. He went to Russia in 1959, saying he was relinquishing his United States citizenship. He returned last year, complaining that he was disillusioned.
I just would have thought the man was a perfect gentleman. I really did while he was living here.
Was he here today?
Well, I didn't see him here today, but Mrs. Roberts said that he did come in and get a coat around 12, between 12 and 12:30.
Well, when I got the telephone call about the president being killed, I walked over here and turned the television on, and the door opened, he come in a hurry. And I said, oh, you're in a hurry. He never reparted his lips and went to his room, got a short coat and put on, and went out and to the bus stop. And that's the last I saw of him.
Here comes the man again.
Here we go. I'd like some legal representation. These police officers have not allowed me to have any. I don't know what this is all about.
Kill the president?
No, sir, I didn't. People keep asking me that. Sir?
Did you shoot the president?
I work in that building.
Were you in the building at the time?
Naturally, if I work in that building, yes, sir.
Back up, man. Did you shoot the president?
No, they're taking me in because of the fact that I lived in the Soviet Union. I'm just a patsy.
President?
The late President Kennedy had once discussed the question of possible assassination with CBS News correspondent Charles Von Fremd. Here are correspondent Von Fremd's recollections of that event.
A casual conversation with John Kennedy about 12,000 feet over the Great Plains in early July of 1960 came back to haunt me today. The senator, slapping his thigh in a characteristic gesture, said he thought the Secret Service, while a dedicated and competent organization, was really faced with an impossible responsibility. John Kennedy argued that any intelligent sharpshooter, however mad, could gun down the President of the United States if he wanted to badly enough and planned it carefully enough.
Of course, please, sir. Well, let's keep it quiet. We won't get it. Hold it down. Has the gentleman been identified?
Yes, sir. He's been identified for killing the officer.
Right. Has any identification been attempted for the killing of the president?
Not yet.
Not yet.
This is the chief of police.
There's Chief Curry.
This is the district attorney. Russ. What is he going to say this, that this investigation has been carried on jointly by the FBI, the Secret Service, the Rangers, and the Dallas Police Department. Captain Fritz has been in charge. Charges of murder have been accepted against him.
Weapons, sir. Are you going to bring him out?
Can you duck it down? Can we get a room where you get a picture of him?
Can we get a press conference where he can stand against the wall?
That's all.
Mr. Wade,
I don't know where he is.
Huh?
Where is he?
Mr. Wade, we have him here.
Mr. Wade? Yes, sir.
Do you expect a confession from this man?
No.
We're going to get in a larger room here. That's what we're talking about here.
How about the assembly room right around here?
All right, let's go down. Let's go down there where the...
Thank you.
Down in the assembly. Will the prisoner be brought out? Bring the bag. It's a leather bag in there.
The suspect is coming down the aisle and into identification room. So far we won't be able to pick him up until he's been brought in front of our cameras. There he is, a slight fellow with some scratches.
I positively know nothing about this situation here. I would like to have reason